the country regional network. We are looking at innovative ways that we can reuse our disused line. Essentially, projects like today, it's a benefit to the community and the local schools and benefits the environment. So it's a really good way to use that land.
Across southeastern temperate Australia, there's been a loss of woodland birds that inhabit these lowland forests. And that's because these forests have been cleared largely for agriculture in towns and cities where we now live. And the most endangered of these woodland birds is the Regent Honeyeater. The Regent Honeyeater is a nectar-feeding honeyeater that occurs in what we call rich patches. It follows the blossom, it follows the areas where there is good nectar flows, and as a result, it's declined to the degree now that it's critically endangered.
Threatened species conservation is a very large project that has many facets. Taronga Zoo's been involved in the captive component of the Regent Honeyeater program since around 1992, when keepers went out into the wild and collected fledglings from nests and brought them into captivity for the purpose of learning how to look after them at the zoo. Those first fledglings that we brought in were very valuable, and we learnt how to look after the Regent Honeyeaters, and now the program is so successful that we've been able to breed enough to do consistent releases.
The Regent Honeyeaters occur in dry, open forests and woodlands, predominantly on the western slopes of the Great Dividing Range, but they also occur in the drier coastal valleys such as the Hunter Valley. In fact, the Hunter Valley is probably the most important coastal valley for Regent Honeyeaters. Within the Hunter Valley there are some very important feed trees such as mugger ironbarks, yellow box, and closer to the coast, spotted gums. The spotted gums flower generally in winter, whereas the other trees will flower in springtime, which is when Regent Honeyeaters breed. And Regent Honeyeaters actually were breeding in the upper Hunter Valley just a few months ago. And that is really exciting news because it has been a few years since we've confirmed breeding in the Hunter.
Since 2008, Taronga Zoo's participated in 5 different releases where we've released 195 birds. That's pretty amazing, but this year we're going to release a record number, 100 birds. Fantastic for the wild population.
Obviously the purpose of today is to put some plants in the ground, and we're supporting some of the good work that the Great Eastern Rangers do in this district.
The core principle of our project is trying to create habitat in a stepping stone. So we want to make a stepping stone between that bit of vegetation right here over to the next bit of vegetation, yeah? You can see that you're creating spaces for animals to move through.
When I went to school over here, when the line was going through in 1944, 43, 44, we had 70 kids over there. 70. There was two schoolrooms, and it was all dairy farms here then. There's none now. We had a project. The old Currajung tree out the back of the residence over there seeded. So the old teacher, he decided that we'd plant some trees between the two, the Church of England and the Catholic cemeteries over there, see? They're still there. So we got them out and got the seeds and put them in hot water and planted them in little things we had there. And they all come out and we replanted them in the cemetery there. So that was the only tree planting that I can remember that went on in the district.
Great Eastern Rangers run a wide range of restoration projects, and its Transport for New South Wales aims to be involved in those projects where we can. We're particularly excited to be involved in this project here, which supports the ongoing survival of the Regent Honeyeater. These activities align very well with Transport for New South Wales' environment and sustainability framework, including the key themes of climate change resilience and biodiversity.
Now, you're probably like my kids. When they come home from school, I say to them, how'd you go today? What'd you learn? What'd you do? And they go, nothing. Do you know what? Your parents won't believe you when you say nothing today, but it's really important that you tell them about this. Are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Tell them. They love to hear what you do. They love to hear what you learn. And even more special is that when they go past here, they will feel a bit of a warm heartbeat as they see what their children have done. It's very important. Include them in what you've just done today.
The remnant forests that are left on the valley floors, on the western slopes and in places like the Hunter Valley, they're vitally important for Regent Honeyeaters and essentially underpin their existence from now on. And projects such as the one that we're undertaking here, revegetating the valley floor to return habitat so these birds can exist into the future, is really important work.